Welcome back, Saber fans. Tony here from Sabers, and today another install review for you. If you're new to the channel, I do install, repair, and review these sabers, so please like, comment, and subscribe. I also have a website, SaberSforever.com, where you can find my finished products and sound fonts. So, without further ado, let's get to the video. So this is a Wattos Junkyard Spectre 6. This is Ezra's lightsaber from Rebels Season 2, when he builds his lightsaber out of scraps and stuff. This saber is very, very complex in very many ways. And it was a kind of a rough install overall. I don't normally install CFX a lot. I'd say 98% of my installs are usually, or I guess 90% of installs are usually Profi and stuff. But I wanted to utilize the blaster feature on this, as well as, you know, the second blade styles and stuff. And so I was like, I don't know if I can do that with Profi. I'm pretty sure Profi has that available for it, because you can do different presets for Profi. But what I'd seen people do, CFX was the more easier route when doing that. And so this is installed with CFX. The customer basically split his fonts from his Kanan Jarrus lightsaber, which is also reviewed on the channel. Definitely go check it out. It'll be a Blind Knight by SoloSabers. And I think it also might be the only Ezra lightsaber, or Kanan lightsaber that's accurate, not including the Ultra Sabers one I did. But, so he wanted to split his 10 fonts for the full install between this one and the Profi installed Blind Knight. And so this is, again, installed with CFX. He also asked for the free default fonts on there as well. And so this saber was hard to figure out because I, don't usually install CFX. So on top of that, going back through and trying to learn the tangible switch or font selection, and then adding the LED, and then all wiring it in. And the customer here actually wanted a crystal reveal for the saber, but there was no room in this saber to do the tangible font switch and the full size of this install. This interior diameter for this is 7/8 inch all the way through, and so it holds a 7/8 inch blade, which, by the way, you'll have to sand down the blade if you use it. I had to sand down mine a lot to get the blade in here, and so you might see me kind of struggle with that a bit, but other than that, a very solid install, if I do say so myself. If I do get or install another CFX saber for myself, it'll probably be this saber. I absolutely love the idea of a tangible font switch to go to blasters and stuff. So with that being said, you have to open up this little thing. It'll have 4 screws in here. For the video, I just have 1 in there. So you just have to pry this thing open, which I might use this thing for. And so you have to open this thing up, which shouldn't be that hard. It's kind of snug, but not terrible. There we go. And then once it's out, you'll see all the wires and stuff. This is where the crystal reveal would have gone if I didn't, if with a different chassis. The customer showed me a picture of a crystal chamber reveal, but I didn't know who the heck the chassis was, or was made from, or anything like that, so I wasn't able to dig it up. But technically the crystal reveal would have gone here, but with all the wire management and stuff, there was no way. So here's also your kill key. You can pull out.
Maybe I won't go easy on you this time.
So you can charge your saber through there. And so you can also kill power with that via kill key. And so, yeah. So the way I have this set up is that you have the first font is technically your blaster. That doesn't change. If you add fonts to the saber itself, because CFX you can do that, you don't mess with the first font at all. You just add it to the bottom or delete from the bottom up, And so the second font, which will keep changing or whatever, or is the first font, is the Staple Sword by Kyberphonic. Now when you change fonts, it'll always start with Ezra's Staple Sword and then go through the other fonts, mainly because that's just how I set it up that way as well. And so, yeah, it took me a while too. One thing that I added to this compared to other Sabersmiths, which huge shout out and thank you to SoloSabers, Jeremy, and then as well as SabersForever. I messaged them about the configs that they used, and I kind of thought about which version I wanted. And with SoloSabers, he had an automatic blaster, so when you hold this down, it lights up and uses the sounds, and it's like a version of lockup in that sound font. And then SabersForever had basically a tap to blast, and I wanted to utilize both of those features, and well, I wanted the blast the click to blast, not the hold down, but I kept getting the hold one. So I messaged SaberSforever, got his stuff, compared the two, and I actually was able to get both functions. So instead of just having one blaster function, you actually have 2. You have a single tap blaster, and then you also have the hold automatic blaster, very much like the Profi blaster, where you can have automatic and then you also have the single blasts. I utilize that feature very similarly in this, and so So yeah, so without further ado, it has just the 5 fonts that he wanted, and the rest are default. I won't be going through the default ones. I'll be just going through the 5 that he wanted. So yeah, and then I'll show you the tangible switch. Now, one thing that you'll notice too is if you ever do change it to the font, the tangible font switch or the tangible font, the blaster, in any other font, it'll defaultly go back to the first font, staple sword. So if it does that, when I'm showing, I'll probably show you just a demo. But without further ado, let's put in a blade. Okay. So, got the blade in, and you can turn on the saber. This is a medium blue, I'd say, for CFX. Got smooth swing, blasters, hold for lockup, that's responsive, and then you can color change if you want to. Blue. There you go. Now for the tangible font switch, you want to push this red switch forward. And it'll just turn off the blade. I won't have an animation because that's just how the blade style is. And then basically you're in the blaster mode. Now you just have to click the aux button and you'll get the blasters. Yeah. Make sure you guys can see that. Then if you want to hold it for the automatic mode, you get the auto blast. And so yeah. And then if you want to switch it back to the font, you just push it back to the font selection, the tangible font, you want to pull it back.
Working on that thing for weeks. What kind of lightsaber could he possibly build with the junk we have laying around?
And so you'll have back the blade styles. Now your power button is hidden underneath this like rubber piece here that's adhesive to the metal part, and so that's where you'll get the tactileness. Very nice. And so yeah. So again, I'll show you what I'm talking about when it goes to the next font.
Sound bank selection.
He's been working on Ezra Bridger. Ezra, how did you know the wolves could do that?
I didn't.
So this is Loth Hero by Cyberphonic. Of course, I'll change to green. There we go. Oh. There we go. You have to hold aux and swing for force of X, which is kind of hard to do with this saber because it's heavy. And so if you ever do use the tangible font switch, this is what I'm talking about. You'll go back to the first font, the 0 font blaster, but then you also, once you turn back the blade, it'll go back to the staple sword sound font, not this one. So we'll do that real quick to show you.
Working on that thing for
We'll go back to the blue lightsaber.
What kind of lightsaber could he possibly build with the junk we have laying around?
So yeah. So next up.
Sound bank selection.
He's been working on that thing for weeks. Ezra Bridger.
At last we will have our revenge.
Confirm.
I have been waiting.
This is Menace by Cyberphonic. See if I can't get a force effect.
Took in my grasp.
There we go. So yeah. Next up.
Sound bank selection.
He's been working. Ezra.
At last.
I've been trained in your Jedi art. Back away.
This is
I
for.
must deal with this Jedi slime myself.
How dare. This is Forearm General by Cyberphonic. Decided to go with the lighter blue. Come on. So yeah, very fun. And then let's do green. Yeah. So next up.
Sound bank selection.
He's been working on that thing for weeks. What kind of Ezra?
Nightfall.
Oh. This is Smash Sword. Very interesting. I made it pink mainly because I main as Herbie. Or Kirby. Sorry, not Herbie. Herbie's the car. Kirby. Anyway, next up.
Sound
Actually, I think
bank
that might
selection.
be the 5th one.
Ezra. Nightfall.
Yeah, so then we start going to the defaults, and I'll go through all those briefly.
This is Jeff Beach.
Audio play.
SD card USB access. System menu. Exit menu.
That's the blaster font, won't give you a boot sound.
He's been working on that thing for weeks. What kind of lightsaber could he possibly build with the junk we have laying around?
Maybe I won't go easy on you this time.
Now we're back to the beginning. This was such a challenge, indeed. I do enjoy the saber a lot now that I've finished it and stuff. Of course, I hope the customer enjoys it. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.